Hello, my name is Tad Howard, and thank you for joining me again for the Howard Health Wellness Forum. Today I'm going to focus on undoing the effects of sitting on a computer or watching a lot of TV or driving a lot or looking at our cell phone with our head forward. How do we undo the effects of our modern postures? This forward emphasis posture, this basically slouching, which mine is really pronounced right now. I noticed it in a video that I did this morning, like, wow, my posture's terrible today. So I'm like, you know what, let's go after posture, rebalancing motions using rubberized resistance today. I call this the back maintenance routine. And let's talk about what we're actually doing here. So I'm going to sit on this ball and I'm going to kind of show my kyphotic curve here, okay? And how my head's kind of forward. Really, ideally, I really want to be here. I want this nice stacked presentation of being nice and straight with nice balanced curvature of my spine. But what's happening is when I relax, I'm dropping here. Why? Well, because the front of my body over the last couple days, over the last week or so, over, really my whole life, because I'm a medical massage therapist, I spend a lot of time basically doing push-ups all day for a living. So I spend a lot of time forward. And it naturally trains the strength in the front of my body to be pushing all the time. Even with the building stuff I do, there's a lot of press forward emphasis, editing, reading, all that kind of stuff. So my muscles in my back don't often get asked to activate to pull me open again, to be able to literally hinge and lift the middle of my rib cage, spreading my ribs and putting my head on top instead of out in front. So to reactivate those muscles, I've come up with a series of special exercises using this kind of resistance. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the back maintenance routine. Some of you may know I have access to this already online on the Dropbox showcase. You go all the way to the bottom of all those videos and you'll see the very last heading before a series of about 10 videos says back maintenance routine. Go ahead and access that if you'd like to have an at-home video of a higher quality to play with. But I'm going to just go through this. So this is all improv. We're just going for it. You will see a couple cuts because I needed to jump to show you the setup, and I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to do a little video here that will show us how to hook up these nylon straps to a door so that you can turn any door into basically a cable machine using the elastic band resistance. Okay, so this is a double over piece of nylon like web belt material sewn together around a piece of plastic, and that is slightly soft so that it won't damage a door, most doors. This particular company, Spry, is a pretty good company. They're in America and they can be found online. So I'm going to go ahead and shut one of these in the door at roughly hip height so that you can see how that works. Okay, so I'm going to use this door right here. I'm going to open the door. Right here, on most doors you'd have a central hinge. On this one we don't. So we're going to go ahead and take this strap and we're going to take that bulbous end and we're going to shove it through. Okay, so now that bulbous end is on the inside. And we're going to take this door and we're going to shut it on the strap. Now when you do that, go ahead and pull all the slack out so it catches on the door frame and the door, but it's not inside the joint. And then go ahead and close it and latch the door. Now, you want to make sure that there's nobody going to open that door on the other side and cause a problem for you by having the door open and this come flying out and possibly hurt you or somebody else. So it's a good idea to make sure that as you put this in, you know that that space behind that door is free of any interference from anybody else there. Okay? Now you can go ahead and take a band with the handles like so, and you can hook it through that loop. Now you've got a double band setup. Or you can stick the handle one band through the other, and now you've got a single band setup. Okay? So that's pretty much when you see me hooking up the bands to various structures inside my house here, because it's getting to be a big windstorm outside again. I would love to film this outside, but I'm not able because we're living in the high Rockies in a big valley, and we get a really windy stretch that happens a couple months out of the year, and this is the beginning of it right now. It's basically the valley floor gets hot, the mountaintops are covered in snow. That creates convection and big time winds. So we're going to have to try to make this work inside the confined space of this room. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take these bands and we're going to show how to do a routine that strengthens your back and corrects your posture. I noticed in my video this morning, my posture looks terrible right now. I've been sitting too much. I'm doing too much screen time. I'm reading a lot right now, and I'm on a computer a lot. I'm typing a lot, and editing. And what's happening is I'm reinforcing a slouch, and I need to undo that. So today we're going to use these bands to undo this over tightening in the front that happens from all this forward focused posture that we so easily are in these days, and we're gonna undo it using these bands. Okay. So I'm going to let that just hang there, and that's ready for us to go. And I'm going to set up a different angle. And voila, I'm back. Okay, so let's go ahead and warm up. Always a good idea to warm up. I'm going to go ahead and set the ball against that door. And I'm going to put my back, as I showed you guys before, right against the ball like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this setup. Go ahead and place the ball against the surface that can't open behind you, and make sure nobody's going to open it from behind. This door actually opens in, so that's actually a good thing. And I know I'm not going to have anyone open it and fall back, okay? Let's go ahead and do our setup. Go ahead and set the ball, and that matches the natural curve of your back. And let's go down into our wide knee squat, okay? So I want my knees over my ankles. I want to be able to see my toes clearly. And when I sink down, I want my weight to be against the ball. The majority of my weight against the ball. You can kind of, if you're looking for some kind of percentage, I'd say you've got about 50% of your weight on your feet and 50% against the ball. Okay? Go ahead and sink down to your level of comfort. Now, for anyone who's just getting started with all this, I want you just to stay here. Don't bend your knees very far. But if you've been doing this for a while and you know you're strong enough to hold a horse stance, okay, which would have your feet parallel, by the way, this is not a horse stance. This is a free squat. And a free squat is a different emphasis than a horse stance. So as you sink down, I want you to make sure that this bone, the head of the bottom of your femur, where it's nice and curved, is sitting in the track of the patellar plateau, tibial plateau, and you're able to just slide down and follow a nice natural tracking pattern in those two surfaces of the knee. Okay, think of it like you're in a groove and you have a wheel that's rolling. If you twist the groove, the wheel is going to hit differently inside that groove. It's not going to track the line of the groove. But if you line up the groove, the wheel will roll nice and smooth back and forth inside that groove. Okay, so sink on down and exhale and press. Inhale, exhale and press. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, now I use this as part of my warm-up, and so because I've been doing this for a long time, I do usually 100 squats like this, and I do it pretty fast. I do the first 5 slow like I just did, even 10, and then I pick up the pace. So this is how I'm going to do it. Just do your level of comfort. You do not need to do 100. You're fine with 10. You're fine with 5. You're fine with 3 if you're in really bad shape, okay? You're fine to stay up here and just gently flex the knees. As long as you give a good press, so you fire your chest and tone as you press outward with the exhale, and then lift and feel your lower shoulder blades touch that ball as you inhale, you're doing it right, okay? So I wonder if I can go ahead and give us a slightly different angle of this. Okay, here's a side view presentation of the ball setup. Here's my back resting against the ball. I'm going to sink down, line up the ball so that I'm going to look at my knees and make sure they're above my ankles. I'm going to make sure that my toes are turned out, and then I'm tracking my knee right between my big toe and second toe. This is a nice safe tracking off of the tibial plateau of the knee, and I feel as though this can help actually pump inflammation out of the inner knee capsule. Okay, I used this technique to take the inflammation out of my knee starting a day after my knee surgery, and it worked really well, and I don't have a limp. So let's go ahead and do 10 slow meditative exhale and press, inhale and lift. Okay, so remember, when you inhale, shoulder blades touch the ball. When you exhale, your back flattens and presses in, and you sink down and you press out, exhaling. Inhale, exhale. Rising up. Now only go down to your level of comfort. If you have any issue, you'd maybe want to only go down this far. If you're in really bad shape and this is already killing you, start up here. But if you're flexible and you feel like you have some experience in doing wide knee squats with your feet actually on a nice 45-degree angle in line with the tracking of your legs, go all the way down. Let's do 5 more. Really feel as you come up. Exhale and press. 2 more. One more. Okay, let's move to the door. Now stop this. Okay, let's do 100 free squats. Inhale, exhale. Get ready to double up. We're going to increase the pace now. One, 2, 20. $30. 40. 50. Reset your ball if it migrated up. $60. 70. 80. 90. 100. That's great. That should have you nice and warm. Getting you ready, okay? Now, I'm going to add a bit of a twist to this warm-up. We're going to place the ball against a different surface now. I'm going to put it against the front of this shelf. And I'm going to try to demonstrate ball against the wall squat with toe point. Set that ball, clear the floor of anything in the way, and I'm going to play with the angle there because I want you to be able to see my feet, what's going on here. So I'm going to increase that angle just a skosh. There. Let's that there, okay? So we're going to go down into the squat and we're going to shift. When we shift, we're going to point that toe. I'm still not happy with how much you can see my feet. I'm going to change that again. Let's try that. So that's a pretty heavy angle, but it should work. There we go. Now, for the first couple weeks using this ball, it's going to really help you take some weight off your legs. But you may get to the point where you prefer to not have the ball and you like to do the squats free. Like I'll show you a free squat without the ball. So, free squat. Okay, sideline view. Okay, that's free squat without the ball. Here's toe point without the ball. Down, you shift, and push. Kick that hip forward while you push back. This is firing the rotatories of your spine. The muscles responsible for turning you side to side. This wakes them up and gets them ready because they're part of the back network. So we want to warm them without the ball. Start first by just pointing at the toes. So you put all your weight here, come onto the toe. Come on, here you can see me. Shift down, touch. Shift down, touch. Shift down, touch. Shift down, touch. Now, shift and point. Point. Feel a little crunch in the waist? Point. Point. Now, point, look back. Hip comes forward. Sink back down. I like to bring a spiral in, reach back. Reach back. Reach back. Reach back. Look back. Look back. Kind of bring the shoulder around with it. Go to your comfort. Okay, here's with the ball. Okay. One. 2. 2. 3. Now imagine you're pushing a revolving door. You're spinning it. Grab the door, spin it. Spin it. Spin it. Spin it. Spin it. Spin it. Okay, let's go ahead and do this for real now. 10, each way, okay? Down, shift, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Right up. Set. Okay. That was against the ball. Later, next time around, I'll show you that with resistance. But for today, let's just stay with the body weight level stuff as our warm-up, okay? I think you can see me here. No, okay. So I'm gonna place the ball once again against the door, and I'm gonna show a jumping jack without jumping. Ball to the wall squat with overhead reach. Nice and wide, so you can come down with your back straight and touch the floor. The ball will be sitting right on top of your hips when you do that. You're gonna touch, you're gonna rise up, and you're gonna bend over, you're gonna reach. And try to touch the wall with your fingertips. Sit back down, touch. 1, touch. And notice I come way up on my toes here, up on my toes. 2, touch. Look at the ceiling. 3, down. 4. Now, if you can't touch the floor, come to your knees. Come back up. If you can't bend your knees, come to your hips. Come back up. But if you've got my range, go for it. 1. So I'm going to say that's 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. Inhale. Exhale. 10. Okay, there we go. All right, we have successfully warmed up. Now you could do more of these if you wanted to. You could do 25 of the overhead reaches. You can do 25 of the toe points each side. If you do that, you're looking at being at about 175 squats as your warm-up to get your legs ready for everything, because your legs are going to support you through the back routine. So let's go ahead and do our back maintenance routine, okay? So all of our life happens here, here, and here, okay? So let's start first by waking up this range of motion, up over our heads. So if you have bands like this is the time to pull them out. These here are about 40, 45 pound bands. I have them doubled over on one handle. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump back to where we were a second ago, and we're going to go ahead and do our shoulder wake up. 3 exercises. So I call these band atlases. These are just one band double over, hooked through a handle that you can hook 2 bands to. There's a couple versions on the market. Spry has a version. Looks like this. These flip open, set the bands. Lifeline, which I'm not sure if it's even around anymore. They made a version, looks like this. Hook the band through. You want to step on the band. Try to, make sure the surface below the band isn't so abrasive it's going to eat the band. And we're going to do band atlases, 5 forward, 5 side line. We're going to do band, what I call Egyptians, but they're basically a squat and an overhead press put together. And then we're going to do steeple bands, which is basically straight arm shoulder activation exercise. I recommend you start with light bands for this, okay? Like these are, like I said, in the 40 pound range. I would not recommend 40 pounds for someone unless you've done this for a while. I actually, as I had stated in a previous video, am totally out of shape, haven't been doing any exercise outside of the homesteading stuff, splitting wood, carrying water, all that good stuff, right? So I'm actually not in very good shape right now. So I'm kind of going back to, honestly, I should probably almost use a lighter weight. And you know what? I'm going to practice what I preach. I'm going to go ahead and pull out these red ones. These are about 20. And just for the heck of it, you know, I'm going to show you the range of motion with these, because I just really like the way they feel in my hands. Okay, so first exercise, let me just show you here first. I'm going to do 10 reps of each of these, 8 to 10. Okay, first one is called, I call this Atlas's. Atlas held the world on his back, right? So you want to bring your shoulders back. You want to bring your hands back to about even with your shoulders. Nice wide knee squat. Go ahead and turn those toes out so you're being nice and gentle on your tibial plateau there. And rise up and press. Here's your inhale. Here's your exhale. Okay, let's go ahead and release that. I'm going to go ahead and do a little sideline presentation of that one for you. Bring it up and pull those shoulders back. See that? So I'm back around where my ears are. So I'm just seeing them in my peripheral vision. Bring it down, pressing up. Keep those elbows at the same height as those shoulders. Not higher, not lower. Okay? Bring it in and release. Okay? That's band Atlases. All right? Let's go ahead and do 5 forward, 5 from the side. Band Atlas. Bring it up, line it up, and 1, 2, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and 5, keep it going, 6, 7, 8, and okay, and release and drop out of it. Okay, band Atlases to wake up the delts, all the little muscles in the top of the shoulder. If you have any shoulder injuries, this might talk to them. Go lower, go lighter, reduce the amount of resistance. Now, as I said before, I should probably drop the resistance a little bit because I really haven't been conditioning myself at a normal level lately. So here, you can watch this process. I'm going to use the new spry bands. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And I'm going to pop it out. I'm going to close that. Closed, okay? Now I'm going to open it again. There we go. But opening the 2 outer ones. And you just got to play with it, figure out the personality. I find if you just push them from the bottom, it works really good. Fish that through and clamp it down. Now I know this is the same color as the lifelines. It's actually not as strong a resistance, okay? So I'm going to pop this one out of this other one here because I'm actually have to double over, right? Why? Well, because it hooks really nice underneath your feet that way. See, 1 band, 1 handle, 1 band, 2 attachments on that handle. And now I'm set up for looped hook under the foot setup for the other 3 shoulders. So this is a long rest, by the way. What we're doing right now, for me to set this up, too much rest. I usually prefer about 30 seconds to a minute max in my rest between sets. So we're gonna get this stuff rolling. I'm just right now teaching you what it looks like so you can get yourself set up right now while we're doing this, okay? If you're going to Walmart and getting these, get the lighter bands because you're gonna have to take the bands that have a fixed handle. That's what they're selling there from Spry. And you're going to have to double them over. So go with the yellow. Go with the green to start with, okay? All right, here we go. Always want to check your equipment. Make sure everything's good. Check the range before you need to do anything. Second exercise is called Egyptians, I call it, because you've got this Egyptian presentation, I think it looks like. And then you rise up and press. Sink back down, rise up, press. Sink back down, rise up, press. Sink back down, rise up, press. Let's do a couple from the side. Okay, ready? Down and press. Down into Atlas, up into overhead press. Down Atlas, up into press. Down into the Atlas, up into the press, and release. Okay, it's actually a lot of resistance. I actually need to step it down a little bit. Okay, I took the old Lifeline handles, old Lifeline bands. These are their pink reddish ones. I think they're about 20 pounds of resistance. I'm going to show you steeple bands with the 40 plus, because these are pretty new bands. I think actually these are equal in strength to these actually, after just comparing the two at my current level of fitness, which is not as high as I like it to be, that's for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at steeple bands, okay? So here's your Atlas, here's your overhead press, okay? Steeple, bring the arms out, all the way out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Here's a side view of that one. Come up into Atlas, sink down and extend your arms. 1, look up. 2, exhale. Keep breathing. And 5, and release, okay? 40 pounders, okay? Now let's go through the whole series. I usually put these together, I link them in sets of 3. Most of the exercises end up, hear that? A lot of breath. Most of the exercises are set up in 3s, okay? So, you may have noticed free squats. Free squats with toe point. Free squat with overhead reach. Right? 3s. Now, Atlases. Overhead press with squat. Atlas with squat. Overhead press with squat. And steeple. Straight arm with squat. Okay? So get ready. We're going to do this. 5 forward, 5 back. And it's totally not the same. Damn, okay. Freeze that for a second, fix this. Okay, here we go. What I had just done there was I had an older Lifeline and a newer Lifeline band, and they're doing things a little differently now. So, to make sure either that or maybe that's Spry's. You know what, actually that could be Spry. Okay, let's go ahead, hook it up, and let's get ready, okay? So, band Atlases. Bring it up, sit down, and 1. Okay, overhead press. And steeples. And last 5. Extend. One more. Perfect. Shoulder warm up. Okay. Get my wind back here. So now the shoulders are warm. Now we're going to wake up the back of the shoulder girdle, okay? Let's just do a quick run through. We're going to take that resistance off of the door. We're going to drop into our squat. And we're going to pull that band. We're going to do a double range. We're going to start with it at our hip. We're going to bring it around with the elbow tucked into our waist. And then we're going to pull the shoulder blade the rest of the way. So that looks like from the back, here and here. Or here and here. It's two pieces. Here and there, okay? The idea is that you got these little muscles, infraspinatus, Terry's group, part of the lat right there. Little muscles here, lat's not little, but little finger-sized muscles that take and pull that humerus all the way to the back of the glenoid fossa, the joint there. We call them lateral rotators, okay? Then you've got these big muscles like your upper, mid, and low traps, serratus posterior, inferior, and superior. You've got lat that pull and bring this in and then hopefully a little bit down, okay? So what you have here is hitting the muscles that take your arm out as well as the muscles that bring your shoulder blade down and in. Those are the whole chain that competes against the pec, the hard pec, okay? The strong pec, okay? Which is, pec minor, 3 fibers of pec. Well, it's interesting, 3 fiber groups of trap on the back, right? This is because they're meant to be equally strong and they're innervated actually very similarly. Actually, the group of traps actually has an even better bony innervation for strength. In other words, your back is supposed to be stronger than your front, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. So here, I told you I was going to fly through the 3, okay? So first is scapular bands, okay? Here's it from the other direction, okay? Second is straight arm scapular bands, pulling it across and out. 2 pieces, 1, 2, pull the shoulder blades down your back, okay? And then next is called traveling. It's also basically a scapular bands with a side step, okay? So what is that? That means you touch, float, set, and pull it around your body and stretch, okay? So let me demonstrate with the band. Remember we hooked this up on the door over here? I'm going to need to get closer so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to pull that bugger all the way across the room. Right here I've got, 10 feet, so I, really need about 15 feet if you're going to do a single band, okay? You're going to sink down into your squat. You're going to take and you're going to tuck in that arm into the side, straighten yourself up, keep your toes out, and go ahead and pull, and then pull it back. Pull, pull it back. Pull, part 2. 4, and double it. 5, phase 1, phase 2, and exhale. Inhale. 7. Really feel this part of your shoulder and your shoulder blade really moving. 9 and 10, okay? All right, switch sides. Now, a lot of times I like to put a hand up because what this does is I kind of pull both shoulders back at the end of it. And this arm being up is kind of activating both. So keep that arm tucked in. 1, 2, 3, and keep tucked. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is waking up that whole chain, basically from here to here on your back. is being fired and activated, okay? So here, I'm gonna do it so you can see my back, okay? Bring it around there, that's phase 1, there's phase 2. Okay, and then I'm gonna switch it up. Now, let's see, can I do this? Based on where the resistance is, the only way I can switch it would be like this, but that's okay, you haven't had a front view. And 10, okay? All right, now, second, remember, straight arm, all right? So, once again, sink down into the squat, arms straight, locked out. Bring it around and pull it open. You see what I'm doing here? See I'm under my armpit? Both arms are going out. Why? Because I want my shoulder blades on both sides to squeeze together, okay? So, lock them out, sink down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do our exhale. And switch. Now we're at the right pace. No rest. If you like that wrap around, tuck it under. Okay? All right, now, scapular bands, the side step. I call them floaters, okay? Traveling is actually a level 4, and I'm not going to show it today. Well, I don't know, maybe I will. Anyway, so you sink down, okay? You're going to bring the feet together. You're going to move in, so hold the band with the outside hand, okay? This is the direction I'm moving, right? I'm going to float back, float, and touch. Now I'm just doing a T-stance here. I'm just touching that big toe right on the arch of my left foot at the small, okay? And I'm bringing it down, I'm touching. Then my knee and my elbow float up together, come out, I set, and I pull it. 1, 2. You should be able to stop anywhere in this motion. Yeah, try to stop going down. 4. Not that easy. Let me see how I can do it. 5. Slow. 6. Feel your back squeeze together. Really bring the shoulder blades together. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Switch it up. Now, if you like the wraparound like I do, set it up. Find it. And 1. Exhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Turn it a little more if you want to wrap more. 4. 5. Float it out. 6. Squeeze the shoulder blades. 7. 8. 9. Strong exhale. Okay, there you go. There's your 3. I'll show you traveling real quick. So, touch, float, step through, lunge, pull the shoulder blades together. Float it back, set, float it back, touch. Do it the other way. Touch, float, turn, step, float, set, bring it back, touch. So I'm going to do that one right now, because that's an advanced master's level exercise. Okay, we are waking up our back. We're waking up our posture. Kneel down here. See? Super easy to stand up straight now. Head's on top. Bam, just dropped myself in. I was stuck here this morning. Now I'm back where I want to be. All right. Now, we're going to take this to a double band, not a single, by just pulling it out and releasing it from the strap. So it's going to bind. Don't tear up your bands. 2 bands. Now we're going to really wake up those mid traps and low traps by doing back band flies, okay? So we're going to drop into our squat. Step out of the way here. I'm going to grab this, okay? Find your range. Make sure you can do the whole range. So you want to sink down, you want to come up and pull. You want to pull back at shoulder level and then drop back and bring it down. 2. Now if you feel unstable, like you might fall backwards, put a leg behind you. 3. 4. I like to hold the squat while I do it, the horse stance. I actually turn my toes parallel for this one. 3. Because I'm not rising up and down. 4. Exhale. Scapular squeezes. Now you could add a squat. If you do, turn your toes out. Straight leg, back down. Touch the floor. Bring it up, back down. Touch the floor. Bring it up, back down. Touch. That's another variation on the theme. Okay. That's the basic back maintenance routine. There's more. There's a lot more. But that's the basics. Warm yourself up. Get your body warm by getting your legs pumped. Legs are the biggest muscles. They set your heart. You don't do cardio with your fingers, and very often never with your arms. You do cardio with your legs because your legs power your heart. They're the biggest muscles. They're driving the heart when they activate more than any other muscle group, okay? So legs power heart. So you do your legs, you warm up. Then you do your shoulders, you warm them. Then you do your posterior shoulder and all of its ranges. Then you bring it together. You can add a lat, but if you add your lat, 2 pieces. 1, 2. I'll show you. Here would be a lat with held squat variation. Okay? Nice long. Bring the shoulder blades together and touch. Then touch the ribs. Touch the rib with the handle right there. Touch the rib. Boom. Extend back out. Shoulder blades first. Hit the ribs. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. Hit the ribs. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. Hit the ribs. There's a really great lat variation. Okay, I just went through the whole teaching portion and demonstration. Now I'm actually just going to blow the whole thing out from beginning to end. I'm not going to get into a lot of correcting and dialogue. I'm going to do the warm-up. I'm going to do my free squats with the ball against the door. I'm going to step over here for my toe points with the ball again. And then I'm going to jump back over here for my overhead reaches. I'm going to then go into my overhead press routine, 3 exercises, atlases, atlases with squat, overhead press with squat, steeple bands with squat. Then I'm going to take that into scapular bands with held squat, straight arm scapular bands with held squat, scapular bands with side step or floaters, followed by scapular squeezes, both arms together. And I'll throw in a little lat pull demonstration, and that'll be it. And then we'll jump to the end of it. So here we go. Free squats. I'm doing 100. You use this lighter ball for that. Do your level of comfort. Let's do this. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Free squat, toe point, or ball to the wall. Free squat with toe point. Three, 4, 9, 10, 10. Overhead reach. I'm going to take my arms forward because I'm running into things. Ideally, want free and open space. Five. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, right into shoulder warm up. Okay, band atlases with active squat. Overhead press. Steeples. And right into posterior shoulder girdle, scapular bands. Take it down to one handle. Drop in, down into your squat. Straight arm. Scapular band, side step, floaters. Switch it up. Scapular squeezes. Laterals, held squat. There you go. This one's probably getting quite long, so we're going to shut this down for now. Thank you. Namaste and blessings to all. Try this to get your posture back. I don't know if you saw my video this morning. Compare my posture now to when I was sitting there meditating. No comparison. This is a healthy spine. Do this every day and you will regain spinal health. It's gradual, and of course, if anything hurts, find the edge and back off and train before the pain. That line will go away over time. Thank you. Namaste and blessings.